Greetings, Japan fans. In today's show, we are looking at having impact when you are in the meeting room, when you're mixing with colleagues, when you're with the general public, how to have real impact with others. Maishu, arigatou gozaimasu, and welcome back to the Leadership Japan series. I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy, committed to your success, the president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan, a best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery and Japan Business Mastery. We are broadcasting around the world from Minato-ku in the center of Tokyo, the leadership capital of Japan. This podcast brings insights, examples, experience about leading in Japan. Trust me, it is different here. Feedback on the show, preferences, let us know. Don't forget to rate 5 stars, review. What an awesome podcast. Subscribe, make sure you get it every week, and share this around with everybody you know. Get this podcast out there. Here is the daily lineup. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentation Japan series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Utachi no Oshie program. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcasto. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Before we get going, today's handy Japanese phrase is mendokusai. Very useful phrase. Mendokusai means problematic, troublesome, annoying, irritating, wasting my time. I don't want to do this. Mendokusai. My son is a teenager. He's still a teenager, but when he's a bit younger, everything was mendokusai. I don't want to do it. Mendokusai. That's a waste of time. Mendokusai. What a nuisance. Mendokusai. Everything was mendokusai. It's mendokusai. It's mendokusai. So mendokusai is a handy phrase. Remember, when we're using it with friends, we just say mendokusai. If we talk to a client, we might say, sore wa mendokusai no koto de gozaimasu. That is a very difficult thing. It might be something they've described. Or, it's something that's very difficult for you to do. It's pretty tricky when you use something like mendokusai with clients, unless you're agreeing with something they've said it's mendokusai. You wouldn't probably be telling them that what they're doing is mendokusai, that's nuisance. But mendokusai is a very, very handy phrase. Very, very useful. Mendokusai. It's a nuisance. Mendokusai. It's a pain. Mendokusai. This is episode number 378, and today we are talking about how to have executive presence. Clients sometimes ask us to help their Japanese executives have more presence. This is rather a vague concept with a broad range of applications. There is a relevant Japanese concept called zanshin, a rather difficult term to translate into English, but when you see it, you will recognize it. In karate, we do the predetermined specific forms called kata. When someone is performing one of these kata, there are different points of emphasis, and after the physical action is completed, there is a residual energy and intensity of commitment that continues. It is the same in the kumite, or free fighting. After a powerful punch or kick is completed, the karateka keeps driving their energy, intensity, and focus into their opponent. In business, we call this intensity executive presence, but without the concomitant violence. When the executive makes a comment, there is an energy that remains after they have stopped speaking, and the audience feels that intensity. We also call this having gravitas. Emilio Botin was the CEO of the Santander Bank, which was a shareholder in the Shinsei Bank when I was an executive there. He was visiting Japan to check on his investment, and we were assembled to give him a presentation on what was happening with the retail bank. It was a broad-shouldered but not so tall man, but when he entered the meeting room, he was like a Spanish bull entering the arena looking for a matador to emasculate. He completely filled that large room with his presence. It was absolutely palpable. He hadn't even said a word, yet you felt his energy, intensity, determination, passion, strength, and confidence. He was radiating zanshin, presence, big time. When I'm a billionaire like Emilio Baby, I'll have presents too, you might be thinking. So, did he get presents when he became a billionaire? Or did he become a billionaire because he had presents? We know it was the latter. Right, very good. But how do we aspirant billionaire punters get executive presents? The energy being pumped out is a big factor. Low energy, low intensity people have zero zanshin and so zero presence. Softly spoken people can have presence too, I guess, but frankly, you just don't meet too many of those. There is a vast difference, though, between being raucous and loud and having presence. Being loud is basically just annoying. To have presence, your vocal strength and your body language must both be engaged at a higher than normal level. In casual conversation, we speak at a certain level of intensity, usually fairly mild. When we're in a meeting or presenting, we need to ramp that up by at least 20%. When I'm teaching participants in our classes to increase their vocal strength and speak more loudly, they struggle. I say to them, double that energy, and they raise it by 1%. They resist because they feel like they are screaming. However, when they see themselves on video, it just seems confident, incredible, not loud. This is one element of having presence. Find out more when we come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs. We do them in our super safe classroom. We do them online. We do them in Japanese. We do them in English. Today's show is sponsored by the Dale Carnegie course. Fantastic program. It's on the 30th of September. It's face-to-face in our super safe classroom. It'll go for 12 weeks. Awesome program. On the 1st of October and the 15th of October, we'll be running 2 Virtual Selling Mastery previews. Okay, we'll actually run Virtual Selling Mastery starting on the 5th of November, but the previews will be in October on the 1st and the 15th. Awesome program, Virtual Selling Mastery. You know what that means? How to sell in this online world where you don't get face-to-face with buyers anymore. Awesome program. On the 6th of October, we'll run Leadership Training for Managers. Very few leaders in Japan, lots of people bumbling around, making it up on the fly. This is a solid, in-depth, very detailed, powerful program. Make sure your leaders get into that program and improve their leadership ability. Now, our website is at enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. Remember, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, we've got over 1,000 at our Japan Dale Carnegie TV channel on YouTube. We are releasing 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's a premier business show in Japan, comes out every Monday. Fridays we have the Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on the topic of leading in Japan. And every second Thursday we have the Business Pro Television Show. Don't forget, get my book, Japan Sales Mastery. This is the Bible for selling in Japan. My other book, Japan Business Mastery. Welcome back. Pauses, ma, are another critical element. This space between the phrases or sentences allows the audience to actually distill what you are saying. When you rush the words together, each thought overwhelms the previous thought. Each successive idea cannibalizes its predecessor. And so, not much content is consumed in the end. Our messages, in effect, are competing with each other. How crazy is that? We speak at a good pace so that the energy button has been pushed, but we need to break the content down to smaller brackets, which people can more easily digest. We're not rushing, so it shows control and no pressure being felt. This emanates confidence. We hit keywords for additional emphasis. Rather than allotting equal importance to each word. This focuses the audience attention on what we want them to focus on rather than trying to ask them to swallow the whole talk in one gulp. This communicates, I am confident. This level of control requires us to be very concise. Too many words and the message becomes less clear, drowning in surplus words. We need to trim the fluffy bits right back. Our eye contact is a powerful engagement tool. Spraying the eye contact around the room is fake eye contact and meaningless. We focus 100% of our attention on one person, look them in the eye for 6 seconds, and then repeat the same formula with each person, one by one. They feel they are the only person in the room, and we are speaking directly to them. Previous American President Bill Clinton was famous for his ability to engage strangers in crowds when he was mixing with the masses. He focused his eye contact completely on that person in front of him, engaged them at the highest level. Standing up straight or sitting up straight is super easy, but few can do it. They kick out one hip when standing or sway around all over the place when they are talking. It distracts from their message and dissipates their strength and intensity. When they are seated, they are sprawled out in their chair, looking way too casual to be taken seriously. They don't use gestures and just talk. Talking way too much means they are always taking the long way around to get to the point. Little chance for zanshin in this case. Absolutely exude your belief, confidence, and power from inside. Drive it into your audience. Use your voice and eyes for powering up your messages. Be concise so you are distilling and focusing only on the key messages. Break the rhythm with pauses. And engage people with your eye contact. Strong posture says a lot about who you are. People believe body language, so ramp it up. This is how to have zanshin, which is the key to having executive presence. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, tell your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to rate 5 stars, review. This is a great podcast. Subscribe so you get every week and share it with everyone you know. You can contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. We have lots of great stuff on our website, enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. Until the next episode, take what you thought valuable, put into action, because idea application is what makes winners winners. So be one of them. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy committed to your success here in Nippon.